welcome to this tutorial. Today we're going to look at a method of creating symmetrical shapes using Adobe Illustrator. Unlike other graphic applications, there is no specific tool in Illustrator to do this, but with a little understanding and a few tweaks here or there, it is completely possible. Since we're coming on to Halloween, let's make some spiders. Let's get started. We'll begin by creating a new document that is 500 pixels by 500 pixels with a single artboard. Working in layers will be important here, so let's set up a couple of layers to get started. We're going to throw a couple of guides on layer 1 and then lock it. With the line tool selected, first draw a vertical line down the approximate middle of your artboard. Then draw a horizontal line, again approximately midway down your artboard. Remember, holding the shift key down while dragging your line will constrain the line so that it becomes perfectly straight. With the horizontal line selected, choose Properties from the right panel board and set its X parameter to 0. Y should be 250 pixels, and the width, or W, should be 500 pixels. Okay, let's now set the correct parameters for our vertical line. X should be 250 pixels. Y can stay at 0.5 pixels, that's not going to impact what we're doing here. And H, or our height, should be 500 pixels. Okay, let's go ahead now and lock this layer down. We'll create a new layer by clicking on the Create a New Layer button. Then we'll subdivide the upper right quadrant of our artboard, once again using the Line tool. We'll draw a horizontal line that is 125 pixels wide and a vertical line of the same length. Again, we'll ensure they're perfectly aligned using the Properties panel. The vertical line should have the following parameters: X, 375 pixels. Y, we can leave it at 0.5 and just ensure that we're 250 pixels wide. Our horizontal line will have an X of 250 pixels. Y will be 125 pixels, and we'll ensure that it has a width of 250 pixels. We'll close the Property panel and expand our layer to see what we have. Now, selecting the entire layer, we'll choose Appearance from our right panel board. If you don't see it there, choose Window from the menu and select Appearance. Ensuring the layer is selected, click on the FX button and choose Distort and Transform. Transform. That's Distort and Transform. Transform. Check the preview box, select one copy, check the Reflect X box, and set the horizontal move to -250 pixels. Notice we now have our upper left-hand quadrant subdivided with our lines. Click OK. Once again, with layer selected, I'll choose FX, Distort and Transform, Transform, then I'll acknowledge that I want a new effect. Click on Preview, one copy, Reflect Y, and this time I'll set the vertical move to 250 pixels. Then click OK. As you can see, our subdividing lines have been repeated both horizontally and vertically. Important to note, everything drawn within the upper right quadrant, where we created our original lines, will be replicated. Drawing outside of this area will break your drawing, so don't do that. Let's close the Appearance panel. We'll lock our lines and turn off the visibility for them. Now we're ready to start drawing our symmetric pattern. Just remember, keep your drawing within the upper right quadrant of our artboard. Using the paintbrush tool, I'll click on my brushes panel and find a pre-built custom brush. I'll just move the panel over so you can see what I'm doing. From the panel menu, choose Open Brush Library, User Define. I'll select my custom folder and choose Art Brushes 01 Shapes. These are brushes I created and saved myself. If you'd like to see how, check out one of my earlier videos. I'll leave the link in the description. For now, I'm just going to choose one of my brushes and return my brush panel to its original location. Okay, sit back, relax, and watch as I draw my version of a spider in quick time. Well, it looks like we have two spiders. We really only have those objects created in the upper right-hand quadrant and reflected both horizontally and vertically. Open your Layers panel and take a look at Layer 2. You'll see that each leg is represented by a separate path. And if I were to select everything, all that's being selected are those objects created in the upper right-hand quadrant. Select Object from the menu and choose Expand Appearance. Looking at the Layers panel, we see that two groups have been created. Let's expand those groups. Drill down a little further. Here, let me expand this for you. And now as we drill down, we can see that we have created dozens and dozens of sub-layers or sub-objects. What we really want is for each spider to be represented by one object. Okay, let's go to Object, Ungroup All, click outside of our artboard, select the top spider, and now let's go ahead and clean this guy up. And when I say clean up, there's a few things that we want to get rid of here. So remember those lines that we created at the very first? Let's go ahead and put the visibility or turn the visibility for those lines on, and we'll remove them. Find the line, select it, and click on Delete. Now we'll do the same for the upper right quadrant lines. Find those lines and delete them too. Now we can select the entire spider. Notice we still have multiple groups and paths for this spider. From the Object menu, choose Compound Path and click on Make. Now take a look in our Layers panel. Our spider is one simple object. Let's go ahead and do the same for our second spider. To recap, we'll find and delete the subdivider lines. Then we'll select the entire spider. We'll choose Object from our menu. From that, we'll choose Compound Path and we'll click on Make. Each spider is now its own object that can be colored and manipulated as any other object can. That's it, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up, share with your friends, and leave me a comment below. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe and click on the bell icon to be notified when new videos are posted. Don't forget to check out our website where you can find other free stuff like seamless patterns, deco toners, Illustrator brushes, and page borders. That's at www.lillizzy.net. Cheers!